leading others through a common purpose. Masterclass, Norton University Chapter 2. Think about it. Read the text about Dr. Edwin Felix and describe what she does at his school. What does he do as an administrator? Why does he need to change a schedule? Why is he concerned about the new schedule? School leadership. In defining school leadership, many theorists need to bring diverse viewpoints together. Leaders are people who bring followers' viewpoints and beliefs to a common end. School leaders must be adept at creating a shared purpose and common set of guiding principles that governs the behaviors of all stakeholders. Leadership defined. Bennis, 1989, like beauty or pornography, leadership is hard to define, but you know it when you see it. Chemers, 1997, 1. A process of social influence in which one person is able to enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task. Most definitions agree that leadership involves a social influence process. Beyond that, scholars dispute the meaning of leadership. We define leadership broadly as a social process in which an individual or a group influences behavior toward a shared goal. Life as a school administrator. Structured observation studies reveal similar characteristics of administrative jobs across countries and organizational settings. School administrators work long hours at a physically exhausting pace. School leaders rely on verbal media and spend much time walking through the building and talking to individuals and groups. Administration requires the ability to change gears and tasks frequently. Span of concentration for school administrators is short, the job is fragmented, and discontinuity is prevalent. How does this leave room for leadership? Look to theoretical approaches of leadership for answers. Skills. Ucall 2002 and Nordhaus 2004 note 3 important categories of skills for effective leadership. Technical skills, specialized knowledge about a specific type of work, activity, procedure, or technique. Interpersonal skills, understanding of feelings and attitudes of others, knowing how to work with people in individual and cooperative work relationships. Conceptual skills, ability to conceptualize, think logically, reason analytically, deductively and inductively. Effective leaders need all three sets of skills. School leadership is developing people, internal and external stakeholders, setting the direction for the school, mission, vision, etc. Transforming the school into an effective organization that fosters teaching and learning for students. Wait a minute. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell. Then you'll get notified of all my new videos. Principles of School Leadership.
Ten Principles of School Leadership. 1. Know all aspects of your job. 2. Set accountable goals. 3. Ensure that jobs are understood, supervised, and accomplished. 4. Know your teachers and look after their welfare. 5. Keep every teacher informed. 6. Develop responsibility among your teachers and students. 7. Set the example. 8. Take responsibility. 9. Make sound and timely decisions. 10. Develop teamwork. An educational leader. A school head as an educational leader. 1. Setting the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the school. 2. Creating an environment within the school that is conducive to teaching and learning. 3. Implementing the school curriculum and being accountable for higher learning outcomes. 4. developing the school education program and school improvement plan. 5. Offering educational programs, projects, and services which provide equitable opportunities for all learners in the community. The school head as an educational leader. 6. Introducing new and innovative modes of instruction to achieve higher learning outcomes. 7. Administering and managing all personnel, physical and visual resources of the school. 8. Recommending the staffing complement of the school based on its needs. 9. Encouraging staff development. 10. Establishing school and community networking and active participation. 11. Accepting donation, gift, bequests, and grants for upgrading and expanding competencies of school facilitators, improving and expanding school facilities, and providing instructional materials and equipment. Roles, functions, and competencies of school heads. We have the roles, functions, and the required KSAs. Visionary role, visionary, principal, motivator, advocate, and planner. Functions: lead in setting the vision, mission, and the goals of the school. Required KSAs: change and future orientation. Roles: builder of networks and support systems. Functions: organize, expand school community and local government networks and groups that will actively participate in school improvement. Lead in developing and implementing the SIP with the participation of the school staff and the community. Lead in developing and maintaining the school MIS. Required KSAs: networking, organizing, social mobilization, advocacy. Development of teamwork building, consensus and skills in negotiation and conflict resolution. Participatory, planning, and administrative management. Generation and use of data and information as the basis for planning and management. Roles: curriculum, developer and instructional leader. Functions: create a physical and psychological climate conducive to teaching and learning. Localize and implement school curriculum. Encourage development and use of innovative instructional methods focused on improving learning outcomes, increasing access to basic education, improving the holding power of schools, and addressing specific local problems. Required KSAs: development of collective accountability for school and student performance. Designing of the curriculum to address both national goals, local needs, and aspirations. Creation of an open learning system based on several resource materials rather than on single textbooks. Participatory and peer-based instructional supervision. Role: visual resource manager. Functions: administer and manage all personnel, physical and visual resources of the school. Encourage and accept donations, gifts, bequests, and grants for educational purposes, and report or such to the appropriate offices. Required KSAs. Fund management, serving as model for transparency and accountability, especially in financial management. 4 frames of leadership and management. Looking at organization through 4 frames and metaphors. 1. Structure frame, the factory with leadership as social architecture. 2. Human resource frame, the family with leadership of empowerment. 3. Political frame, the jungle with leadership of advocacy. 4. Symbolic frame, the theater with leadership of inspiration. Central concept and challenges. 1. Structure, rules, policies, and adjust to structure, task, technology, and environment. Human needs, skills, relationships. Align organizational and human needs. 3. Political, power, conflict, competition, politics, with an agenda and power base. 4. Symbolic, culture, meaning, ritual, and create faith, meaning, beauty. 6. Structural frame, assumptions and organizations. 1. Exist to achieve goals and objectives. 2. Work best when rationality prevails. 3. Increase efficiency through specialization and division of labor. 4. Have structures to feed goals and objectives. 5. Have coordination and controls to align work to goals and objectives. 6. Need restructuring to remediate problems and performance gaps. Human resources frame core assumptions. Organizations exist to serve the people, not the reverse. People and organizations need each other. People need careers, organizations need the energy of the people. When the feed between the individual and the organization is poor, they exploit or will be exploited, and both become victims. When they feed, they win. They both win. Human resources strategies. Invest in people. Train, educate. Develop measures of human resources management. Share the wealth. Provide autonomy and participation. Focus on job enrichment. 5 propositions of the political frame. Organizations are coalitions of various individuals and interest groups. There are enduring differences among the interest groups. Most important decisions involve the allocations of scarce resources. Goals and decisions emerge from negotiating, bargaining, and jockeying for position. Well springs of power in the political frame. Position power, authority, information and expertise, control of rewards, coercive power, ability to block, punish, interfere, alliances and networks, access and control of agendas, framing the control of meaning and symbols, unobtrusive, personal power, charisma. 4 steps in developing a political map. Determine the channels of informal communications. 2. Identify principal agents of political influence. 3. Analyze possibilities of internal and external mobilization. 4. Anticipate the strategies that others will employ. Networking and building coalitions. 1. Identify relevant relationships. 2. Assess who might resist, why and how strongly. 3. Develop, wherever possible, relationships with opponents to facilitate communication, integration, and negotiation. 4. When step 3 fails, select and implement more subtle or more forceful methods. Thoughts on the political frame. Organizations are arenas. Managers are politicians. Top-down, bottom-up require different political actions. Organizations are political agents. Organizations are political ecosystems. The symbolic frame distills diverse ideas. 1. The most important about an event is what it means. 2. Activity and meaning are coupled. 3. Most of life is ambiguous. 4. High levels of ambiguity undercut rationality, decision-making, problem-solving. 5. When facing uncertainty, people create symbols to increase predictability. 6. Many events and processes are important for what they express. Percy and Blanchard's situational theory. Premise. Primary focus is on the belief that there is not one best style but a good choice given a situation. Successful leaders are those who can adapt their behavior to meet the demands of their own unique situation. Situational leadership theory is based on the amount of direction, task, support, relationship, maturity level of group and individuals. 3 main components. Situational leadership theory is based on the amount of direction, support, maturity. Types of behaviors. Task behavior. The extent to which a leader engages in one way, communicate by explaining what each follower is to do, as well as when, where, and how tasks are to be accomplished. Relationship behavior. The extent to which a leader engages in two-way communication by providing support, active listening, and facilitative behaviors. Status of followers. Majority, readiness level of followers. A. Capacity to set high but attainable goals. B. Willingness and ability to take responsibility. C. Integration and experience. Leaders' process. Leaders must first assess maturity, readiness of group, and then determine how much task and relationship behavior to use. Maturity readiness of group should be considered only in relation to a specific situation to be performed.
Situational approach to leadership. Response to trait approach Researchers tried to identify certain characteristics that influence leader success. Possible situational determinants of leadership, structural properties of organization, size, hierarchy, formalization, technology, role characteristics, type and difficulty of task, rules, content, performance expectations, power, subordinate characteristics, education, age, knowledge, experience, tolerance for ambiguity, responsibility, power, internal environment, climate, culture, openness, participation levels, group atmosphere, values, norms, external environment, complexity, stability, uncertainty, resource dependency, institutionalization. It is clear that both the situation and traits are important in effective leadership. It is not one or the other. Both are needed.